We're going to talk about marching season. More specifically, this past marching season. For anybody who isn't in band, that's football season. Except like a week or two longer due to championships. So we started off at the end of concert season doing tryouts. So that's the end of the previous school years. And I play marimba myself. Everybody else tried it on their respective instruments. Then you go into the summer practices, which are every Tuesday night out of, I think it's June and July, from 7 to 9. So from June to July, at least once a week, you're working as hard as possible. And then at like the last 2 weeks in July, you do band camp, which is just, you practice from, I think it's 8 to 7 or 8 to 5. I'm not quite sure on the time frame, but you work at least 5 hours in the day on band and nothing but it. There's lunch in between, obviously, but it's a lot of hard work. And then you go into school, so you're juggling school on top of everything else. And you just have to work as hard as you possibly can. After school practices last at least 2 hours, sometimes 3. And then you get into football games. Football games on their own are just performances like any other. You play what you practice and work as hard as possible. Sometimes it can be shaky. A lot of times our performances were pretty good. Then we get into the first competition, which was Lewisburg. We got all superior ratings at Lewisburg High School, their competition, and everybody just gave their all that night. Then we went to the second competition, which was one we were hosting at Pearl. There was a bunch of cool bands there we got to watch because we were hosting. We stayed from, a lot of people came early and stayed from 8 or 11 to 12 at night, honestly. We didn't get home until 12:30 or 1. And it was just a great experience all around. We got all superior ratings at that competition too. And we even performed an exhibition show during the night. Up there, if the camera will ever focus on it, is a picture of one of our performances during a football game. Once all the football games are over, and depending on whether the team made it to playoffs or not, we would go to championships. Honestly, that's just the ultimatum of competitions. It decides your whole season whether it was good or bad. Just the hours of practice, all the hard work that everybody's put in, it all comes together, and it can be a really good run or it can be a mediocre run. People performing decide that much. Everybody has to give their all at all times, or else it won't go as good as you want it to. We got all superior ratings, as always, at our championship. And it was just one of the best experiences